that shit like she was still in her fresh 20s, knowing she damn near 65. Another one bites the dust. Now she pushing up daisies and lilies, and we the people are a little bit stunned. Caught us by surprise. Damn, who the fuck gave Frankenstein that crack laced with heroin and fentanyl that took her the fuck up out of here? Frankie been smoking crack since the late 70s. How all of a sudden she get took out of here? We don't know. We the people want to know, was it OT Genesis or was it Ray J? We the people wants to know, gag order. Let's talk about it. Or it might have been OT Genesis, because we all knew that he gave zero fucks about Keyshia Flapjack Cole's Manny. That's the same nigga that called all kind of crackheaded whores, gag order. Let's talk about it.
I know you're not supposed to say stuff like this, but it's just my opinion. But when Kia Day come, I think it's gonna be horrific. Nobody can convince me that it's not somebody out here in the world that's not keeping tabs on her and studying her for weak points, if you know what I mean. Nobody can convince me that she does not have something coming. I believe when her day comes, if you know what I'm alluding to, whoever is gonna do it, they're gonna go out with a bang. Very much so. I've heard people say before, she protects her children and her grandchildren because, you know, like some people I'm sure we've all heard people say, we don't see her family don't like her, da-da-da. I don't think that's neither here nor there. I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. I think she's protecting them. I really do. I think she's protecting them. We have heard her say before, like, for example, in the case of Lil' Kim and her baby, right? When 50 Cent was coming for Lil' Kim baby I, and she took up for Lil' Kim baby, she was like, let me tell y'all something. You know, y'all not gonna ride that baby I too bad because my grandson got an eye like that. So y'all, I'm gonna let y'all say a little stuff, but if I catch y'all keep riding that baby, I'm gonna have to say something. I'm gonna have to fry y'all ass because it made me think y'all talking about my grandbaby. So, and she took that kind of personal, and her voice kind of swelled up a little bit. You know, I was somebody about to cry. That's the first time I ever seen her voice kind of, you know, so I could tell that really, out of all situations throughout the years, I can't say that situation. She was that kind of hit close to home. So to me, I do believe she is kind of close to her family. So with that being said, I feel, the reason why she keeps them in the dark is because she feel like if y'all know who her family is, where they located, y'all may try them just to get even with her, you know, basically like, you know, a soft spot for her. I do believe her family is a soft spot for her, very much so. And I can't say that I blame her too much for that because, people will protect what they love. And you never know, maybe I heard she got a daughter out here. So you never know, maybe she knows her daughter not really no fighter. You see what I'm saying? So she probably, maybe that's her way of keeping her safe. Like, okay, y'all not gonna mess with her, or y'all not gonna come at her for stuff that Anna did. So I could see that for her. I really could. I do consider myself one of Keyshia Cole's fans. I never been the type that'll like, you know, go hard over a celebrity. I have told y'all, I have alluded to a celebrity disappointment. I never put a name with it, But what that situation taught me was, and I never like, you know how some people are die hard fans. I don't consider myself a die hard fan, but of anybody, because I had to learn even from my celebrity disappointment. Sometimes you look up to these celebrities and they may not be what you think they are once you actually do have the chance to converse with them, or message them, and actually they respond. For my celebrity disappointment, I actually had the chance to converse with the person. I'm not talking about just in message. It was her in the message, but like actually by voice. And this particular person, she wasn't who I'm not gonna say she was horrible, but she was very how can I say, she was very it wasn't what I thought it would be. I guess I expected her to be a little more warm spirited, as I told her. It just wasn't given that. Anyway, so with that being said, I think we've all heard stories about how Keyshia Cole attitude is kind of jacked up. So I do believe she could. I believe it may be something there. But I would be a liar if I said I didn't go to one of her concerts before. Back when I told y'all about the Good Judy I had back in the day. We went to I remember in the fifth or sixth grade, we went to the Keyshia Cole Bobby Valentino concert. We had a ball too. We did. One thing I can say, when we linked up, we had a ball. I can say that. But anyway, nonetheless, I would be a liar if I said I didn't have majority of her CDs. I can name 5 songs off the top of my head by Keyshia Cole. I'm sure we've all heard, if you can name, the golden rule is usually 5. If you can name 5 of these songs, you are a fan. And I can. Didn't I tell you that's my favorite song by her? I like Should Have Let You Go. I'm not too crazy about I Should Have what's the other one? I do like I Should Have Cheated. I do like Heaven Sent. What's another one? Let It Go was really big when I was in the 4th grade. I know it sounds funny, but I remember being in the Boys and Girls Club, and when that song would come on, everybody would just I remember one girl one time, every time that song came on, she would just jump on top of the chair and start dancing. When she was like, you better get it if he don't wanna. And here she come just running on top of the chair to dance. And I remember one particular time she ran on top of the chair and she bust her ass. That was so funny. Because I didn't like her because she was a wannabe mean girl, if you know what I mean. And she was one of the ringleader types. I didn't care much for. What's another song I like by Keyshia? One of my favorites is I Remember. I think that came out when I was in the 5th grade. I think so. So that kind of gives you an idea of how long I've been listening to her music. Nonetheless, I used to watch her show I remember back in the day, like I always say, a lot of reality television that we have now, I can't stress the fact enough. We have to pay homage to the people that really usher in reality television. And I think people often forget that before it was Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives. I never cared much for the Real Housewives. And it seemed like it's not many people that, I don't meet many people that feel the same way. I don't know. It seems to me it gives off a high school mean girl clique vibe. Like if you I've been looking at some of the little previews and the little clippings, it seemed like some of them, it just seemed like it's clicked up. I don't know. Maybe I don't, because I don't watch the show, but what I draw from it, it seemed like it's more so sorority. Like, I can't get into, I could never really get into it. And the reason why I say that is because it seemed like it's just a whole bunch of shade. But it seemed like don't nobody really never get busy. That's why I say it seemed like it's mean girlish, anyway. But nonetheless, Keyshia Cole is a Libra. And Libras, I don't know too much about the Libras. Libras, I think I heard somebody say Libras is all about balance. I think I heard somebody say that once before. It do seem like a couple of my favorite singers are Libras, because Toni Braxton is a Libra as well. I can't really say too much about them, but I do know for a fact, I have met a Libra before, and he said, they have a bad habit of being loyal to the point where even when people are wrong, they still have their back. I can see that, especially for him. He has a bad, he even told me himself, he has a bad habit of that. They will ride with you even when you did wrong. I don't know if Keyshia Cole is the same way, but I can tell she's the type of person that even if she's mad at you, she gonna still make sure you straight. I can tell even just by that. I can tell by the way she helps out with her family. As we could all see when they were on TV. I used to watch all the episodes. One thing I liked about when they were on TV, they were them. That's why I always say, we can say what we want to say about reality television now, but it's not like it was back in the day where, Neffy gonna answer the door, hair ain't even combed, slide around her mouth. Like, she did not give a F-U-C-K. This is who she was. Keyshia still got the scarf on her head. You could tell she really just rolled over out of the bed. Like, you could really tell. To me, that's more authentic. Y'all are who y'all are. Versus some of these TV shows, supposedly reality television, raw. I just got up, face fully beat. You just got up with your face fully beat? Really? Opening the door, nightgown on. Not like that. I'm talking about nightgown. Whatever you call them ballroom gowns. You really just rolled over with a ballroom gown on? It seemed like to me you would have on some pajamas or something like that. Anyway, but other than that, you could tell they were very authentic, and you could tell, even when her and Neffy got into it, Neffy would say how, one thing I can say about my sister, she gonna make sure her nephews and her niece is straight. Even if it won't nothing but not answering the phone for her, but sending her some money. Neffy has said that on multiple occasions. Yeah, my sister sent money, but my sister won't pick up the phone for me. This probably because she's not ready to talk. I'm the same way. I'm going to make sure my people are straight, but if I'm not ready to talk, I'm not ready to talk. I'm a Leo. It's hard for us to fake it. But other than that, yeah, I don't think Keyshia's a bad person. I know people dog her a lot, talking about her attitude and, stuff like that. I believe it could be something there. It could be. But I'm not going to say I think she's a bad person. Because, as we all know, she has bought Neffy a house. Not an apartment. Not paying her rent. She has bought her a house. And put her in it and her nephews in it. Her nephews and nieces. That don't seem like a bad person to me. And she has put Frankie God rest her soul, in her own place before. And she has tried on multiple occasions to get her mama some help. She sure have. That don't seem like a bad person to me. She has said how she has helped a lot of her family members that haven't had her aunt. She has mentioned how her aunt, she had bought her aunt a house. We ain't talking about just putting a down payment like she bought it off the market for them. Yes. So she definitely one of those people. Once she made it, she made sure her people is straight. And we have heard multiple times by multiple people, a lot of celebrities, once they make it, they forget about where they came from. So at least we can say she ain't one of them. To be honest, I think a lot of people hate on Keyshia because she's red and she doesn't have to do too much. And she's talented. I think they do. Just like with the Ashanti and when they was doing like the little verses thing, unpopular opinion, but to be honest, Ashanti ain't really never been that girl to me. I mean, as far as like music wise, she ain't never been that girl to me. I I told y'all once before, the only song that I can name from Ashanti is Rock With You. Is that the same song where she like, baby? I think that's the same song. And what's another one? Hell, I almost said Rock the Boat. I forgot that's Aaliyah, I think. Oh, and Rain on Me. And then I remember back in the day she did a song called The Way That I Love You. But other than that, that's all I could tell you that Ashanti sings. I can't name anything else that she sung. I remember back in the day. When we used to have people burn us CDs, and we'll write a list of all the songs we want on the CD, and people burn it for, and they may charge you like $5-10. I think I had one song I did for her. And I think she sang a song called Good Good. I used to have that song of there. She like, when my man leave the house, I know he know I got that good. I can't sing. But yeah, I think that's 4 songs, maybe 3 or 4 anyway. Yeah, I can't name nothing else. I told y'all I used to have all Keyshia Cole CDs. My favorite CD by her was Just Like You. I never forget when I was younger that I put it on my Christmas list. You'll write your Christmas list and for your friends and stuff. So yeah. But other than that, and I think a lot of people was, going so hard for Ashanti, because I was reading the comments where people was like, I'm pushing for Ashanti because colorism is real out here. I wish y'all would shut the hell up sometime, because especially for you to say colorism is real, that's the reason why you support her. Give Keyshia props where it's due. Come on now. We know Keyshia was that girl back in the day. Well, then again, it is just opinion. My opinion, but everybody had their own opinion. But to me, Ashanti, if you in a car and you on a drive somewhere and you trying to stay up and you want to hear good music, you really mean to tell me you're going to play Ashanti over Keyshia? Keyshia gonna give you all the moves. She gonna give you upbeat, Let It Go. She gonna give you sad, I should have cheated. She gonna give you she gonna make you think with I remember. She gonna make you reminisce with play your cards right. You gonna get all moves with her. she gonna make you appreciate your man. Take me away. She gonna give you all the moves. You know, she gonna keep you like focused while you driving. Ashanti, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I can't. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna get on the situation on Kia speaking on Keyshia's late mother. Okay. First and foremost, I think it was really whack how she talked about that girl mama like that. Now I'm not gonna sit up here and be on no high horse acting like I never had to disrespect somebody mama before, or get kind of rowdy with somebody mama. I'm not gonna say that because I told y'all before I got jumped by a girl, her mama. So which my situation was a little different. But I think anybody gonna get rowdy with somebody that come up behind them and pull their hair while they fighting. That's a sucker move. I don't think it's a person in this world that is gonna be polite with somebody that pull a sucker move like that. So yeah. I thought it was really whack for me to be fighting, and then you basically coming up behind me to by my hair to get me up off your daughter that ran up on me as I was trying to walk away. Okay, so she ran up, she got what she was asking for, point blank period. Now, with that being said, I can't sit up on a high horse and say I never had to do that, but my situation was a little different from this because I don't remember Keyshia Cole speaking on Kia. I do not remember that. I know Kia carries herself as a roaster. She refers to herself as a roaster. As far as we know, for the most part, she is undefeated. But I think the only way, for the most part, Kia hits a lot of low blows. She hits a lot of low blows. And to be honest, I can't say that, when I'm angry, I don't do the same. I cannot say that. I've had people say that about me a lot, to me. I've had people say I hit below the belt. I do, because I don't bother nobody. So if you come effing with me, the sky's the limit. I ain't gonna hold you, But for the most part, I think it was really whack. And that's why I say I don't even remember Keyshia responding to it. Her, Neffy, or none of them. That's why it was kind of like, when it comes to Kia, I think people are too quiet. That's why I say it gives off a vibe that I'll give you an example, right? I remember one time, it was a guy that I never met him, but let's just say he was connected to a lot of people going to jail. So they labeled him a snitch, right? So the only reason I knew about it is because I remember him trying to talk to me. But it's one thing, like, if you heard something like somebody say, this person got a bad attitude, or this person mean, or whatever, those are all things that can be debated. Because just because you may be mean to them don't mean you're gonna be mean to me. But when I heard people say stuff like you a snake, that kind of raises an eyebrow. But nonetheless, moral of the story, they were saying how, they was telling him, they was like, you connected to so many people, in a negative way. If you were to get knocked off the day of the mall, if you know what I mean, they wouldn't know who did it, right? So I say that to say Kia is connected to so many people And it's not like, small beefs, if you know what I mean. When she beefs with people, she says things like, as we can see, the things that she said about Frankie, right? When you say things like that about people, and for them to be quiet, and I was really surprised with Neffy, because as we could all see on the TV, Neffy was the sister that didn't really bite her tongue for nothing, even when they came to Frankie. She could fuss with Frankie all day, every day, but don't let nobody say nothing bad about Frankie. She could say it, but you better not say it. So when I saw Kia go in on her mama like that, I was just waiting for Frankie to respond. If I'm not mistaken, Kia was bashing that lady before they even had her in the ground. So when I hear these type of things back to back like that, and for the most part, she's undefeated. You cannot tell me that it's not somebody in the cut that's like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you before it's all said and done. If you know what I mean. Her mouth is a sword. And, I hate to say it, but how can I say this? You ever heard that saying, live by the pow pow, die by the pow pow? If you know what I mean. She's basically living by her mouth. You get where I'm going with it? In a nutshell, I believe her mouth will be her demise. And I'm gonna leave that there. So essentially, I think Kia was hating on Keyshia Cole. I do consider her one of the haters. Because it was no reason for her to pick a fight with this woman. And they didn't even respond. That's what makes it so crazy even more. I think she was hating. I think she was picking a fight. I think she was trolling. Because what other reason does she have to say something like this about that girl mama? They weren't beefing. It was random as hell, and it was a mean girl move. Do I think Kia is a bad person? Yes, I do. Do I think her spirit is right? No. I think it's actually wrong. I think she's hating, and I think she has a lot of regrets, whether she wants to admit it or not. And I think when she says, I know we all heard her say, I don't want to be in Hollywood. I ain't never wanted to be on da-da-da-da. Remember when she was trying out for that show? I can't remember what was the name of that show. I ain't never had no desire to be da-da-da. If you didn't, why was you trying out for that show? Matter of fact, we have seen her try out for multiple shows, actually. But I think it was one particular show that actually really went viral. I forgot what was the name of that show. If you never had no desire to be on TV or anything like that, first of all, you would have never came out with music. Okay? I think she was hating on her, especially considering all the money that Keyshia had touched throughout the years, all the accolades that she has attained. I think we all can agree Keyshia has access to be in different rooms than Kia. I think when she says stuff like, I never wanted to be, famous and stuff, and I like to do this and I like to do that and not have to answer to nobody, I think that's a defense mechanism. That's her way of trying to act like she never wanted to be, big A-list celebrity status, when the whole time she wanted to be in those rooms so bad. They just didn't want her in there. That's what I really think it is. I think Kia burnt a whole bunch of bridges, and for the most part, she's trying to, you know, act like she's not bitter about it. I think she is, because people can say what they want to say about Keyshia Cole, but for the most part, we still hear her on the radio. We still see her on interviews. She is still relevant. For the most part, we've never heard of her being blackballed. They say stuff about her attitude, but it can't be that bad because she still circulates in rooms. She still is, you know, it's not like, I'll give you an example. K. Michelle, just saying, you know, I think we've all heard for the most part, they blackball her from the radio. Or I'll give you another example, Monique. You see what I'm saying? How long was it before Monique popped back up? You know, we've heard her voice, but it wasn't like when she back in the day, like the Parkers. Every time you look up, we saw Monique. One of my favorite movies, Fat Girls. You know, every time you turned your head, if she went on Charm School, she was on a movie. If she went on a movie, she was on a TV show. Like when Monique first came about, she was that girl. We every time we turned our head, if she wasn't doing that, she was on a comedy show. She was doing something. So, and then maybe, I hate to say it, but maybe that's going to be another video for another day, but maybe, it was a good thing that they blackballed her because she came back a little more humble. And I noticed a couple people were mentioning that because back in the day, they were all saying how Monique was a type that if you want an established actor, she didn't want to work with you. And I believe it. And, you know, that new movie that Sheena just made called The Reading, as we could all see, a lot of those people we have never heard of until that movie. And they were saying how she wasn't basically up there being a diva. She was humble. She was taking pictures. She was, you know, because she was so happy she was back working. So maybe she needed that. You know, I hate to say it. Sometimes we all need to be humble just a little bit. You know, it's life. But, yeah, nonetheless, I think Kia was hating. I think she's hating on Keyshia because Keisha's that girl. Basically, even after so many years, we don't hear her make new music like we used to. But I think we all know who she is for the most part. Versus Kia, we only know her from My Neck and My Back, which is a song that still plays. I mean, we can't lie and act like nobody listens to that song anymore. That's a classic. It is. And I believe that's another reason why she's so bitter, because she didn't play her cards right. You know, Kia should still be eating off that song. And I'm not talking about no little, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's in my Spotify. Okay, she is in my Spotify. Of course, you know, Keyshia Cole definitely is. But My Neck and My Back, that's the only song that I have from her in my Spotify playlist. That K. Wayne with it song is trash, if you ask me. But yeah, I mean, maybe some people don't think it is. I've seen some people dance to it, especially Florida people. They dance to it a lot, you know. But nonetheless, yeah, I think she's hating, and she has a lot of regrets in her life, and her way of making herself feel better is putting other people down. I believe she self-soothes by you know, hurting other people's feelings and causing them pain and humiliating them because she's not happy with her life, and she acts like, you know, I'm content, you know, yeah, bitch, don't you know, da, 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 da. It comes across as very mean-spirited. She has a very nasty demeanor about herself, real nasty deposition about herself, and that's exactly why she is where she is. Can I see her in that same spot years to come? Definitely, most definitely. And people like that, you know, like I always say, God will handle her with time, and that's it.